Okay. Here we go. Hey guys, we're just waiting for Kara to join us. There she is. Hello. Okay. Kara, answer the phone. Hello, my sweet doll.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm just peachy.
Good. I feel like this is really close to me now that it's in the on the live. Let me take it away a bit.
But I'm
Okay, that'll do.
all behind you.
How are ya?
I'm well. I miss you.
I miss you. It's been a year.
Oh my god. Yeah, it has.
Literally been a year. What date is it today?
The 26th.
So would we have just left?
I think
Or
we left at the beginning of March.
okay. So we would be in
So
like
we
our last week.
in right now. And
Yeah.
I was the best roommate that I've ever had.
Yeah, you were my favorite ever roommate, I think. Yeah, it was
In case
someone just said hi, Jade.
who's watching, no, because I think Jade Marvin is here.
Oh, Jade Marvin's in the room. I was like, I'm not Jade. Hi, Jade and Lucy.
Okay, so this is Cara Ami. She was my roommate when we were rehearsing for Six Bliss 2.0. She was the world's best rehearsal swing. Did a beautiful Heart of Stone that made me cry in the background every time. It's still sick. It was so good.
Oh, thanks. I was thinking of sharing it, but I don't know if I'm allowed. But I wanted to share my one time that I could sing Heart of Stone, and then it all ended.
I oh,
No, life ended.
like with Amy, how she then moved on to the breakaway. That would have been amazing.
I know.
Maybe
Because
when
I mean,
someone's gonna be calling you.
oh yeah, when?
Hopefully soon.
I mean, the UK now has a roadmap
Yes, I've
to
heard.
when it's all going to be back to normal. But
Oh,
who knows? I feel like it's probably going to get cancelled.
apparently Sophie has shared her "All You Want to Do," and I don't.
Oh, let's see.
So you
Sophie's
know,
been sharing all you want to. I thought. Go
give the
on.
people. I say you should post it. It's beautiful.
I didn't know if it was actually Sophie who posted it. I don't know how people got it, but I don't know if Sophie actually posted it. Did she actually post it?
Who knows? But they've got it, and so I think you should share with the world what you've got to.
Okay. I might just share it, and then if I get asked to delete it, then people have it somewhere, and then I'm like, oh, I just got it
And
from. I
what
don't,
can
I
you
don't
do
know.
with it already?
Yeah, right. I might share it. I'm like, it's there. It's in my drafts.
Oh, they say it's on her highlights. So she's even saved it on her.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. All right. This
But
is giving me the green light.
I think you should do it.
Today's the
Because
day.
again, if you don't do it, then at least just because I want to listen to it.
Then what?
I said
Just
you
send
should.
it to you. I'm not gonna put the whole thing on. I might just put like from
Yeah,
yeah, and then just do it because it's long.
I know. But the
It's
world
like
should have
It's like mammoth.
It is mammoth. You fucking killed it.
Most of the songs in Six are like huge, like so long.
Yeah.
Especially All You Want to Do, because that's just like verse after verse after verse.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
hit me.
This is an interview.
How
Um, first of all, how do you take your tea?
do I take my tea? Tea is life. Are you drinking a beer?
It's 9 o'clock in Hong Kong and I'm 26. I'm allowed.
It feels weird because it's actually I could be drinking a beer at 1 p.m. if I wanted to. But this is my tea. I'm actually jealous of your beer now. um I take my tea like just a bit less than a builder's tea, if anyone knows what a builder's tea is. Builder's tea is basically really strong with a little bit of milk, but I like mine really strong but with a little bit more milk. So just like a dash of milk.
That's a good girl. Now, milk or hot water first?
Hot water first.
Thank God, I thought we weren't gonna be friends anymore.
Sometimes my nan puts the milk in first and
Absurd.
it kills me. But she's like, it tastes the same. I'm like, it doesn't. It doesn't taste the same.
It's
It's
not how
different.
the order of life works.
No. You've got to brew that tea bag. You've got to brew that tea bag with that hot water.
Exactly.
No milk. And then you add the milky goodness.
Exactly. Okay.
Just the way they speak.
I want to know your story about how you got into musical theater.
Well, when I was younger, I was actually like a really sporty kid. So I actually wanted to be a footballer. And like at break times and stuff, like more like primary school was like football, and I was like in the football team, and I was sporty, and then I went to high school and I was in the netball team. I was the captain of the hockey team. And yeah, I was just really sporty. And then I always loved singing. I was always like in the choir and stuff at school, at primary school. But then when I got older, I had to take a short course, and the choices were, it was either musical theatre or something else, like some science thing. And I was like, I'm just going to do musical theatre. And then, yeah, I just went from there. I was never a confident person. And like, even at drama school, when I got into drama school, I was never confident until like the very end, like in the last year. And then, yeah, so since I took musical theatre as my forced short course, really, and I just fell in love and found my voice, and then auditioned for drama schools, and then got in first year, and then bam.
But that seriously surprises me because I think you're one of the most confident people that I know.
Really?
Yes!
That's so weird, you know. Really is weird.
I remember
like
all of these confidence pep talks, you know, about like believing in myself and like believing that I was beautiful, and like that surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel that in myself, and I'm like, I don't believe in myself very much, and I didn't till, well, I guess like when things started happening a bit more, but I'm always like, oh, nothing, I'm so unlucky, and I'm just like, nobody likes me, never gonna get anything. And then I'm just like snap out of it, and I give myself those pep talks, and I'm like, come on, like you just have to be. But yeah, I've grown up, I was so not confident at all, and then I've kind of obviously learned how to be more confident, and maybe sometimes put on a front that I'm more confident than I am. But yeah.
What would advice to young performers, or really anybody who's going through a little moment where they just don't really believe in themselves?
Do you know what? It's so different now. Like obviously people are going through it, and then they're coming out of this when they're younger. And obviously I'm not getting any younger now. I'm like getting on.
We're the same age.
We look amazing though. We look amazing. And yeah, I think it's different now, and I think you just have to believe in yourself. And obviously at this time it's so easy to think of giving up and just saying, you know what, I'll just do something else now. But if you love it, then don't give up. And that's what I like. People say to me, oh, you know, have you thought of what else you might do in life if you're not going to be in performing, or you're not going to make it now? And I'm like, I don't want to think about that yet. I don't ever want to think about that. Like, people have their debuts when they're like 40 and they've just tried their whole life. They've done like little things along the way, and people can be 50 when, like, I read a couple of interviews like last week about a woman who literally got her West End debut when she was 40, and like she was like, this is, I've completed my dream, like I got here.
Yeah.
Not that the West End is particularly my dream. I just want to be on a big platform. Like I want to perform for people and just make people happy, and I don't want that to end yet, you know? Just gonna believe in yourself.
Another wise words.
Thanks.
I think it's really difficult, especially I think like everybody at some point in this whole year has like asked like, okay, what now? Do
Yeah.
I especially, yeah, I know it's like ridiculous. I have said this to people where I'm like, you know, I'm 26, like I'm not getting any younger, you know, what is the industry that I'm going to be going back to, you know, like that kind of fear, because people are starting younger, they're coming out younger, and like to everybody else 26 is like, you know, you're a baby.
In the
But
normal world, yeah.
in theater, it's like, oh gosh, like I should have this, you know, big filled up resume, and I should be working all the time, and people should see me, and
Yeah.
yeah. But
These, obviously we have these thoughts, but we've also got to think there are the people in the same boat as us.
yeah,
And like I feel like at the end of Corona, like both of our careers were kind of like getting to a peak, and they were like gonna go well from wherever. Like you being on the ship, me even just being a rehearsal swing, I was obviously gonna go to audition for like the tour and stuff, and it was like getting there, and then just like bam, Corona ruined everything, and now we've just got to build ourselves again and just build our dreams
yeah,
from the ground again, basically, because everyone's going to be in there fighting for the same jobs now, and everyone's going to be even more determined than ever. So yeah, it's going to be hard, but we'll get there.
like better ourselves and like improve.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how have your singing lessons been going?
So good. I've got quite a few students now, so I just love it. I just love it.
Love
And
it.
I love it. Okay, you've got to speak in an English accent from now on.
I know.
I love your English accent. Please.
I'm not far enough into my bed.
Okay. Maybe later. So what was I saying? Yeah. So being like a vocal coach for, and most of my students are, because I was teaching before with a school, and I was just for a short time, and then Corona. So then I thought, and I had a couple of students already, but then I thought, you know what, I could build this, and I could really promote myself and get other people to come to me. So, and yeah, it's built a bit, like, and I've got a few students now, and I'd love more. Like, I'd love it to be something that I could really maybe make my own proper business out of in the long run, because I enjoy it so much. And with not being able to perform myself, teaching people what I love, and like, I don't know, just, it's their craft as well, and to like just tweak it and hopefully like make them love it more and make them like a better version of what they, which is amazing to see. There's so many of my students that I've just like from the start to now, I've just been like, wow, like what an improvement. And it blows me away sometimes. And I'm just like, yes, this was not obviously all me, but I was like, I helped this happen. And like, now you sing like this, and it's like, yes.
I'm not surprised at all.
I just love it. I really love it. So if any of you out there want a singing lesson, come to me.
Go. All right. She's I can't get over it. Honestly, it's one of the great tragedies of this world that nobody has been able to listen to her do Heart of Stone, because it was shivers. Best thing of
calm down.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, what other questions should I ask you? What's your favorite vocal exercise?
Oh, vocal exercise. That's tough. I don't know what my favorite one is. Do you know what exercises I like? Like the twang exercises. Oh, yeah. Where it just like doesn't sound pretty, but it's really like tapping into that like really high twang belt. And then you're like, okay, really scrunkle up your nose, like really just go for it. And it's like, ah! They're the exercises I like best. And you know what? Obviously going back to my singing lessons, in singing lessons, so many people just want to sound pretty all of the time. And it's like, you don't have to. You don't have to sound pretty all of the time, especially in vocal exercises, especially in warm-ups, because the uglier you sound and like the more you go for it, the better you're training your muscles and your voice to be used to like different things and it's all about like muscle memory and like remembering how it feels to be like, ah! So yeah, I enjoy that.
I didn't catch that. You. Okay.
What?
Questions 6 related. So, okay. For our fans out there who, you know, I want to know, or let them know what tracks you were covering.
So I was covering Jane Seymour, Catherine of Aragon, and Catherine Parr. Your role. Although I only ever really did a little bit of Catherine Parr once or twice. Yeah, I don't think I ever really. I did Catherine of Aragon and Seymour more during rehearsals, and they I guess they were my first 2 covers, and Parr was like my 3rd cover. I stood in for bits, but I never really got to perform Parr.
I think I would have died if I ever got to hear you Parr.
I wish I did. I love that song. It's such a song, man.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You can record that at home as well, and you can just post that too.
Yeah, maybe. I do. I thinking back, that's made me realize. Yeah, I never really did. Never got to belt out Parr in rehearsals, apart from in the singing rehearsal, like with Ellie. That's it, really.
I would love to have heard you sing Parr. I think it would have been so incredible in your voice.
It's such a like you just feel good when you're singing it as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I was with Ellie in the beginning. She's like, just pretend you're a duck swimming on a pond, and all the work is going on underneath, but on top, it's a walk in the park. And I was like, okay.
It's true though, because with Parr, like, it's supposed to be like just easy and tranquil.
Yeah,
that kind of song, but it's a what's the word? What's the it's a toughie.
Okay, if any queen that you could have played, what queen would it have been?
You know what? My 2 favorite queens actually to play are Seymour and Aragon, but out of the two, I preferred Aragon.
Oh.
Yeah, I just feel like Seymour's a bit serious,
Yeah.
and I'm not a serious person.
Yeah.
Even though it's acting, darling, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just love the sass of Aragon. She's just like saying it how it is all over the show. And that's like me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Aragon would be my top choice if I had a choice. You know.
Life, so.
What?
I said you are the Beyonce in my life.
Ah, thanks. You're my Jay-Z. You're the Jay-Z to my Beyonce. Oh no, what do you say? No, I can't say you're the Michelle because you're a Beyonce as well. You're a Beyonce too. We both be Beyonce.
Times.
Yeah.
What's your favorite musical? I hate that. I'm gonna ask you anyway. What's your
Say
favorite?
it again. Say favorite musical. Confession. I don't love musicals. I have my favorite musicals like Hamilton, In the Heights of like same, but I love those kind of musicals. Cliche, I love Wicked, like Dream Roll, Alphabet, cliche, but love Wicked. Every time I see it, I'm like, ugh. Obviously Six. And then when I was a bit younger, I used to listen to like, I love Rent. I love a musical called Ordinary Days. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but I love the music in that one. But yeah, I've never been like a stagey kind of gal. Like I've never been like musicals is life. I love musicals and I love being in musicals. But I don't always love to like sit and listen to them, you know.
I talk to people, that's like honestly the answer that I get. It's like I'm not super stagey, but like I love being musicals because I feel the same way. I remember I used to feel so guilty about like not like loving musicals.
Me too. Me too.
But
yeah.
like I work that goes into
I feel like, oh, my mum's here. She said Once. I do love Once. We watched that together.
Magical musicals I've ever seen. That was my first.
Me and mum watched it together. And it was just also I also saw Dear Evan Hansen in New York, and that was like,
oh really?
Yeah, I was bawling my eyes out, like next level. It was amazing. Huh?
It was Ben Platt.
Didn't see Ben Platt. I can't actually remember who I saw, but he was amazing. I think he was the understudy, the cover.
Yeah.
But he was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so I know you said that Alphabet is your dream role, but
it's true.
Any role that you could play in the world, what would it be?
Alphabet. I think it would be.
To be fair, I think you would make an incredible Alphabet. I think that
like Alphabet is just one of them. Like I've seen Wicked a few times, and just every time I've seen a couple of duds actually that weren't great, and I was like, I could do that. But when I saw, who did I see? I saw Louise Dearman, and she blew me away. She was like flawless. And it just makes, you know, that feeling like I've not had it in so long, where you're watching something and you're just like, oh, I love this. I just love what they're doing right now, and it's just amazing. And like, oh, every time Alphabet sings, I'm just like, mess, because it's just a dream and it's just amazing. So
yeah. I'm trying to think of something to ask you. Okay, well, I feel like I know the answer to the question, but just for people who are watching.
Yeah.
Singing, dancing, or acting? Or in what order would you put your favorites?
Singing, dancing, acting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, dancing's like down on the floor. um,
Out.
um, I do enjoy dancing, and like, once I've like, obviously I wouldn't call myself a dancer, I'd call myself a singer, actress who can dance, doesn't love it. I love dancing when I know the dance and like I've nailed it and I'm like, yes, I'm getting this, and it's just like, but if it's tricky and I'm like, God, give me a break. So singing, obviously, I would call myself a singer.
Yeah.
Acting, do you know what? I'd love to be on TV.
Yeah.
And then dancing, obviously. Down there.
It's just done it.
Down there.
Okay. A question that a lot of people have is what was your audition process like for Six?
I guess I can't remember my first audition. First audition for Six. This is really bad, isn't it? My memory sucks. I literally can't. I can remember the one where we went back and sang. I sang Bang Bang by Jessie J.
Oh yeah.
And I think the Alicia Keys one. When you
got the list of songs to sing?
Yeah.
See, I didn't have that round.
What did you do?
I went straight in.
Bless you.
Thank you. I went straight in for the cover roles, and they just had me do Boleyn, Seymour, and Howard.
Oh. No, I did the whole process, and I sang. I think I sang. Oh, I remember. It was in like a little room. I sang my own song, and then they were like, "Okay, come back for this round," which was the round where they give you the song. So I sang 2 songs for that, and it was at the Arts Theatre where I had to walk up like 10 flights of stairs, seriously, with my suitcase because I couldn't leave it downstairs. And I got to the top, and I was literally like, I was like, I could not breathe. I was like, please don't send me in to sing right now because I will die. Anyway, I got to wait a little bit. I took a few deep breaths. I was sweating. I was like, oh, go sick.
I said, at least you got a break.
Yeah, little one. I was still out of breath when I went in. I was like, hi, hello. And I remember Franny was in there. She was like, just giving me the biggest smile first time I met her. And then obviously the Pearsons. And it was just so nice. It was like such a nice atmosphere. And yeah, sang my little heart out. And then they got me to do it in like a different... Oh yeah, they got to do it after I sang. They got me to... Oh no, this was the second audition. So I think the second audition was like 3 days later in London. And then I sang the songs, and then they were like, can you do it in your own accent? And I was like, it's weird. Like I've never really sang a song in my own accent. So I was like trying to sing No Way in my own accent, like... You got me down on my knees, please tell me what you think I've done wrong. And I was like, this doesn't sound right. This just sounds really weird. And soon I'll have to go. I'll never. I was like, this sounds weird. Please let me just.
I love it.
Do it less.
Okay, last. Your time is up. Who's your favorite roommate?
You, girl.
Ah, what? Me?
You. Forever and always. Do you know what? I remember when we left each other and you were on the bus to go to the ship or to the airport, and we just had our hands to each other and we were just like,
so good.
I'll remember that moment forever. So last time I saw you,
I was so sad that we weren't going together. I was so sad. That was a
me
heartbreak.
too. And then we stayed there for a bit, and it was like, where's Megan? Where is she? But yeah, just that moment where it's like, bye, bye, bye.
I was looking at the bus and like seeing you like standing there, and I was.
It was like a movie.
It was like a movie. Best roommate ever.
Best ever.
God,
When we made sangria.
the people around us better watch out because it's gonna be a mess.
Can't wait. We're gonna make that sangria again.
That was a great night. All right,
Oh,
baby.
too funny.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
I love you. I miss you. Really want to kiss you.
Ooh. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Join it.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Next up, we have Shakina. Cool, and she's here.
Hello, hello, hello. Are you good?
Hi. Oh, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm not too bad. Not too bad at all.
I'm loving your energy. It's amazing. Ooh.
Thank you.
Okay, so for anybody who's watching and doesn't, Shakina plays Cleves on the board. Absolute star. I went to go see you guys in Milton Keynes. It was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I want to know, how did you get involved in singing? What was your audition process like?
Oh my gosh. How did I get involved? Like, my agent just called me up and was like, look, there's a show going on. Lexi, who's in it as well. We've both got the same agent. So he was like, Lexi's in it at the moment. You know, they want to see you as well. Do you want to go for it? I was like, oh, all right. And bearing in mind, I was definitely in the middle of about to do like a rock show because I was about to go into American Idiot. So I was like, oh, grunge queen, pop queen, big difference. But yeah, and then my first round, I went in and I ended up doing Stone Cold, and then I did 1+1 by Beyonce. They asked me to sing something else. So yeah, that's kind of like how it all kind of began.
Amazing. So would you say style is definitely more pop than it is pop rock?
Definitely. Like, it was just one of those things that I was just like, huh. It's like if I'm doing a show and they're like, okay, so you do need to go back for a recall. My larynx is in rock set.
Yeah.
So to go, and then it's like, I remember going in for my final, and it was like, okay, so we'd like you to sing one of these 3 songs. I was like, okay, cool. I said, you are right, it's going to be very grungy. Very grungy. And they was like, that's fine, just bring whatever. And I was like, okay. I just remember singing No Way, feeling like I was in an arena. Like, it was crazy. It's crazy.
But do you think that grunge rock set, like helped you with Cleat? Around
A
13.
little.
Oh,
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
like the most like like gritty, and I love it.
Yeah, like definitely.
I'm so jealous because if there was something that I could play, like the attitude, her part of the script is the best part of the script. She has like lines that are like hard, and it's like
It's just the energy, man. Like, I always say, I was like, Cleve just has a chance to wild out because at the end of the day, she kind of had it easiest, so she gets to wild out and have a good time. So, and I think that's kind of what I went in with. And then I remember going through hair and makeup, and they was like, what about this? I was like, can we go a little bit darker with the ears? Yeah, cool. And then it just ended up getting grungier and grungier, and I was just like, I ain't mad about it.
I love it. Okay, so what was your favorite part about being in the UK tour? You guys, I was watching all of you live. It seemed like you guys were having the best time.
Oh, absolutely. Just also just to shout out, your sound does keep cutting out. Someone just messaged it as well.
I that, and I don't know
I'm
if
like
that's
trying to lip read you at the same time. I'm like,
if you don't hear anything, let me know. But what was your favorite part about being on the UK tour?
um, being with the girls, if I'm honest, like being with the
Yeah.
girls and meeting the queendom like all over the place. Like it's just different energies in different cities, and like I love number one, I love food. So being able to go and see different food is one thing, but then to see other people, be with my girls, and we all, I say this all the time, like we all bring our own thing to the plate. So like, but it all matches up so well. Like it's almost like, I don't know, eHarmony for queens, but like it's brilliant. Like we all just are we are so compatible as a group that it's like I don't think Pearson could have casted it any other way.
That's
Like
so nice.
I love my girls.
He even says, Shaka, you something else to the stage.
I love y'all.
Okay, one thing I want to know, what is the most embarrassing story of Lauren Byrne? She's
Lauren
one of
Byrne.
from GSA, and I got a story that the rest of us haven't heard yet.
I don't know if it's a story. I feel like it's a story that everyone's heard. I would never forget it. She was like on stage and we were in the opening chat. And like everyone's like in the zone, everyone's like that. And I'm stood right next to her. And then she pulls a blank. But because I'm like, she's gonna find it, I'm there like, I'm just looking at the audience. She's looking at me like, give me a line. She's looking down the rest of the line like, someone give me a line. I'm just there like, in pure silence. And I can feel her looking at me, but I'm like, no, she can't be looking at me because that's no. My mind just went. I was like, sorry, babes, I couldn't help you. I was focused on the crowd. I'm sorry. Pure kinty, like.
Oh,
And she came off and she's like, I can't believe it, Shaka. I'm like, babes, I'm sorry about it. I'm so sorry.
oh, such a perfectionist. I would never imagine her doing that. I can only imagine like the fear. It was just such.
It was funny because people on the front row were giving her line.
No! Oh my god!
It was just one of those moments that everyone was just like, the more time keeps going.
Oh my god, that is the best. It's actually hilarious because even on the cruise, you know, when you expect there to be like less people who know Six as well as people who go to the tour or to the West End know it. But like I was watching people in the front, like in the audience, mouthing all the words to every single song, and then doing like the Six choreography, kind of, you know, like a little, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. I feel like everybody, their cats, their dogs, and their uncles have learned some part of the choreography. So
I know. I'm like, you guys want to just? I'm gonna sit down. I'll take a breather. You get up here. Do it. I'm just gonna sit. I'm tired. I'm done with this. I'm actually done with Lauren her line from the front row.
Oh gosh, I would never forget it. Never forget it.
Fantastic. Okay, I want to know, how did you get into musical theater? I know that you write your own music. I've watched your music video. It's insane.
Oh,
I want to know thing.
Gosh, how did I get into musical theatre? I'm gonna say, like, I was brought up in church, so my mom kind of saw me singing from when I was young, like about like 3, and she kind of realized I was like, I had some sort of I want to perform in front of people thing kind of going on. I went, right, okay. And I joined like, you know, the vocational Saturday schools that you get. So I was part of Stagecoach Leicester pretty much from like 5 till 7 or 8. And I did my first child gig and I got paid £30 for it. We'll never forget it. I was like, oh, I can actually get paid whilst doing something that I really love to do. And then from then I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I've just kept going, and it's literally just being in front of a crowd and being able to work with like-minded people and just share whatever is there to be shared. And that's why I love theatre anyway. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it all began.
That's
I never
amazing.
really saw my first proper show until like, I don't want to say like college, or no, just before college. I want to say, like, I feel like Billy Elliot was definitely one of the first shows that I ever saw. And people go, okay, Billy Elliot, that's a strange one to like see, and all of us sort of feel like you're inspired from. But it was incredible just to see a show to that magnitude and go, oh my gosh, those people on that stage are reaching out in a different way, in a way that I want to as well. So just things like that. So 42nd Street in Leicester, in my hometown, I was just like, this is a massive show in my hometown. Like, I need to come home with a big show. So fingers crossed, when Six gets back up on the road, I get to bring Six back to my hometown. Like, I can't wait to rep Leicester in Leicester. Say again?
Did you guys get to Leicester or no?
So we didn't get to Leicester in the end, no. So we just, hopefully when we get back up on the feet and Boris sticks to his word, then I can come to Leicester, hopefully. We're keeping my fingers crossed.
An insane experience to be able to perform at home.
Yeah. I can't wait. Like, when I did it with American Idiot, coming back is one thing, and I was in the ensemble on American Idiot. And I used to teach at LCPA, which is Leicester College of Performing Arts, and I was one of their dance tutors there, and it was incredible to see my students in the audience. So I always said, I came out and I said to them, like, please tell me I practice what I preach. That's all I care about. And they was like, yeah, you're fine. I was just like, okay, cool.
That's amazing. Okay, I know that you're a teacher, so I want to know, what is your best piece of advice that you have to give to performers?
Remember why you started it in the first place. Because you can get so kind of like caught up in the yeses and the nos, and you know it gets crazy. And you know, you can be in an audition and get yourself so wrapped up in everything else around you. But remember why you're in that room for you're in there for a reason. Remember the joy that it brings you. Remember how it makes you feel, how it makes other people feel, and don't be afraid to shine your light. End of. Like, I've got some amazing ex-students who are like just been body doubles for like Jeremy Jordan, or been out in like different countries working out there, and you know, being part of groups and creating music themselves, and just like leveling up. And that's what I always say, especially like to my squad as well. I'm like, let's level up. We're about leveling up and growth first and foremost.
I love that.
It's not about being the best straight from the go. We gotta go. We gotta keep going.
I love your limitless too. You're living it your way. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to know about your music career. That's so exciting. I know that Lauren also is doing like has her band Remember Monday, but like, I want to hear about your music. How did you get into writing your own music and producing it and distributing it? I mean, like, you have a music video and it's so cool. Like, I don't know if I can say bad. It's badass. I don't know if that's PG enough, but it's so cool.
Thank you. I mean, like, I've been writing since I can remember. Like, I have always enjoyed creative writing, whether it be poetry. Like, my old friends from school would be like, she kind of just write a random story all of a sudden, and I would just do it. And it was just something that I would do. And then I remember I'd written quite a few things, and I kind of created like a backlog. And sometimes I sometimes struggle to articulate my emotion. So I do better when I write it down in some format and just sing it. So I kind of like had a few things like written down, and I was talking to a few music friends of mine and performing friends of mine in a show that I was doing called Parade.
Yeah.
And you know, people were like, Shaka, just go out. You gotta do it. Just, why not? I have friends from like Lion King. Actually, one of the guys in that is currently producing a song that is on its way. And a little bit too for you. And you know, from then he was just like, yo, work on your music. Like, he's like, work on your music. What's holding you back? Why are you so afraid? Like, just do it. Get it out. If it's out, people will hear it. Some people love it, people won't. Get it out. Just get it out. And so I've gone from like different jobs, and people are like, Shaka, that's kind of sick. Go on, why have you not released it? And I've just been like, like it was just one of those things that it was like, it took me a moment to actually believe in myself that I could actually put music out there. And it happens to all of us, you know, we always, and I just remember writing my first single with the guitarist from Hair the first time I did it in Manchester. And I went round because I had never been so inspired in a show as I was when I joined Parade. Like, my whole outlook on who I wanted to be as a performer was like, a lot of how things are looking now stems from what I learned from when I was on Parade, a show that I thought I would never do.
Yeah.
And I went round each of my cast members and I was just like, tell me what is beautiful to you. And one by one, they kind of were telling me things and I was just writing it down. And if you see the music video for Beautiful to You, it's literally dedicated to Parade, the Manchester cast, because, you know, a lot of their words resonated with me in so many different ways. And it just became a song. And then a few minutes later, I was back in Manchester working on Hair. And the guitarist on there, James Franklin, if you have not heard him play, please go check out his page because he's incredible. And I was like, James, can you just do a little something with the guitar for me? Let's see what can happen. And we ended up collaborating on that, and it's such a beautiful song, and I love it. And I was so happy that that was my first release. And I realized when it got to my, like, creating my EP, that I like all different types of music. So everyone goes, oh, Shaka, what kind of style do you do? And I'm like,
It's hard to explain it.
Yeah, like the EP, 4 tracks, 4 different styles completely. Like, I'm rapping in one, and then I'm going into like that soft rock kind of element in another. Then we've got the R&B jazz vibes. It's different each track.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just, variety is the spice of life. So I'm like, I can be spicy, so I'm not gonna put myself in a box.
You can't. You're an actress. What real.
You know? So yeah, and I have just enjoyed it because I've had the opportunity to collaborate with some amazing artists from Leicester, and I'm inspired by a lot of artists from Leicester as well. You know, you started off as quite a small, we're a small hometown. It's a small town in hindsight to a lot of other cities. And I'm seeing some amazing artists really starting to blow up from Leicester. And I'm like, yo, congratulations through and through to them. And I'm like, okay, you know, people are paving the way. It's possible. Stop double guessing. So I've got a few things on the go, and I've got a track that's kind of like having a relaunch as well. So a track from the EP is going to be revamped and redone. And a few collaborations with other artists as well. So I'm really excited for what's to come musically.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we back on the, I'm sure that this time has been so incredible for like having the time and the energy to like work on your music. And so, you know, it's so amazing that you have something else that you can focus on right now. I know like so many artists right now are just like, right, and I know so many people who are like, I don't even know who I am anymore because I can't like even go to class, this, I can't do that. So amazing that you have this other outlet that, you know, that we all get to benefit from.
I'm really excited. People go, when is it coming out? I'm like, well, my producer's about to, like, his missus is about to have a baby. I said, give me a bit. But he like, it's pretty much more like,
you're busy.
You know? We're literally like on the final mix, and I'm like, this baby is due in the next few days. So I'm like, but I'm really excited.
Time.
Oh, jeez. But yeah.
So, last year's career, I want to know what's been your favorite role to play.
Oh my gosh.
And don't feel obligated. Please.
I know, it's one of those weird ones because it split for me, because when I was when I left training, I kind of left training with a bit of a complex on like I left training and they were like, you will only do cabaret, and I'm like, right, okay. And it's one of those things that kind of stick with you. So I kind of ended up splitting up what things kind of became my favorite. So for example, one of my favorite roles to sing in particular was when I was on Tommy, and I was singing. I was the voice of Mrs. Walker, but I was playing opposite I call her my twin, a beautiful actress called Donna. She's deaf, and so we were both working side by side to create this one role. So from a singing acting point, hands down one of my favorite roles to play, and I was so gutted that did not transfer, because everyone needed to see that version of that show because it was incredible. Dance wise, American Idiot, hands down. I've never danced so hard out in my life.
I mean, I know, like, when they do When September Ends, and then they, like, do, like, the contraction down to the floor. I'm just like, ah! That's my favorite part.
It's so beautiful, and, like, there was a set of fans who have seen the show like a gazillion times. It's crazy how much they've seen it, but they've literally flown to wherever the show was, and they stayed with us for a whole week, and watched the show every night. And it was just one of those shows that came at the right time, because just before I got American Idiot, I was so close to leaving the industry. So, which is crazy. And then American Idiot happened. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not done yet. And boom, you know. So yeah, those two definitely. And it's crazy because they're both rock shows.
Yeah.
Shows that when I left, like, I had college. My 2 years at college were great. I left college. I was like, I'm going to be, you know, the Motown shows and the soul shows.
Yeah.
I've been up for Motown multiple times. Got to finals multiple times. Have I been in it yet? No. Rock shows. It's become my niche. It's become my thing, and I am so thankful for it. Like, I love it.
It's so fun. It's such a fun type of show to be in. Yeah, I think that's super lucky. Okay, so
very freeing and liberating.
Here's a question about bands, because I mean, crazy. When I joined Six, like, it was crazy, like, the amount of fans that, like, you know, started following me on Instagram, and I hadn't even started yet. You know, UK tour is, like, huge. It's huge. I remember when I went to Milton Keynes and I was trying to see Lauren backstage, and there were all these people, and I was like, is she even gonna see me? You know, what is like your favorite and your favorite part about having this, like, fan base?
Oh gosh, my favorite thing has got to be the genuine support, like, hands down. Like, when people reach out and, you know, they're just like, yo, we just want to make sure you're good, like, look after yourself, queen, you know, just sending nothing but love and good energy and good vibes. Hands down, my favorite thing. My least favorite thing, though, is outside at stage door and people standing in the middle of the road. Can't stand it. It freaks me out.
Getting in the middle of the...
Yeah. Babes, it was Glasgow. I will never forget it. Coming out after the first show after Glasgow, and it was packed outside of stage door, like, filtering into the road. And I was just like, get out the road! Like, and I'm tiny. I'm like 5'2", and there is, like, seas of people. And okay, everyone who's, like, a teenager right now, you're so much taller than I feel like you need to be. So I'm like, guys, get off the road. It freaks me out. I'm like, we'll see you. So I was
safe.
So yeah, like, I just love it. And, you know, I always say, it's very nice when people bring lovely, like, little scrapbooks or pictures or whatever. And, you know, we've got them in, like, especially group ones, they're in, like, a massive tour trundle with, like, all of our personal boxes and stuff. So it's really quite nice every now and again, you know, we go through the trundle and say, okay, cool, we've got this. And we always say, guys, really, you don't ever have to bring anything, do anything, like, it's okay. Like, yeah. we share your love and support is all that we are thankful for. So yeah, I'm like, I just am so, it's crazy. I never thought, like, a girl like me from Leicester, small town girl, in such a realm. Like, I find it crazy. And I will meet up with other dancers before things got crazy this side. I was working on a project with other dancers from Leicester, and one of them actually doesn't live too far from me at all. And she went, babes, you're doing it for the area though. Like, especially in my area in particular, it's like the area of, like, when I was like back in secondary school, like 16, 17, like it was the area of like teenage pregnancy, like really high levels. And like all these other things, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy time for my area. And so when people from my own area are like, yo, but Shaka, you went out and did that though. Like, look where you are. Like, you've done things that only some of us can only dream of. We still want it, but you're doing it. And then they're like, you're paving the way for us. And I was just like, I didn't even ever think of it that way.
It feels crazy.
Yeah. So I'm just thankful to anyone who supports me through and through. Like, it means a lot.
That's so nice. Okay, I want to ask, okay, your range is obviously huge. What is your dream role? What do you think will be for Shaka after 6?
I really do want to do Hamilton. I really do want to do it. And I want to play Angelica so bad. But then as time goes on, I'm like, I also want to act more. So I'm like, I would really like to also play Eliza, which would be really cool because I can sing the song. Yeah,
out
like,
there.
I would love to be in Once on This Island.
Yes, girl.
You know, so we've got. I've got dreams, Badge. I've got dreams.
Yeah, I feel you. I'll get the audition with you, girl.
Come, let's do it together. Let's do it together. Oh, dear.
That's okay. Well, I think time is wrapping up here, but Shaka, it was so nice to talk to you. I can't believe I'm spoken for it. This has honestly been so lovely.
Yeah.
I hope to speak to you again soon, and I can't wait until your new track comes out. I'm so excited, and your EP. That your producer can get it together before he has a baby. I think the rest of us can wait. We need something to do.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You're a dream, an absolute dream.
Okay, take care.
You too, my darling. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye, yeah.